Hello. You're listening to Questboard, a podcast where we make up random side quests. My name is Brandon.
And I'm Tiffany. Just so you know, we are not professional writers in any way, shape, or form. At least we don't claim to be. We just really like tabletop RPGs, and we do this for fun.
By the way, Tiffany, are you used to this recording in person yet?
Not completely yet. It's still a little odd, but I'm sure I'll get used to it.
Yeah, because I'm just used to just staring at a screen.
I know, a boring screen that doesn't make funny faces.
No, my screen is just full of audio levels.
And mine's full of creepy local legends.
Speaking of creepy local legends, let's find out what we're doing this week. Perfect segue.
You gotta die?
Yeah, I gotta die. I got a 2.
Ooh. This whole village was built on top of an ancient elven burial ground. In fact, we had to remove is the word I accidentally said. In fact, we had to remove a few graves just to build the tavern. Now, people have been turning up dead after staying in the tavern. Reports say that the victims' eyes have been removed. Could the events be related?
Okay, 1, you said elves, so...
I know, ancient elven burial ground, but that's just a race of... So that makes it fantasy.
Yes, it automatically makes it fantasy. 2, I can't remember which episode, but we're doing a pet cemetery, it sounds like.
You're right.
We're doing that again.
Mm-hmm.
And 3, it sounds like ghosts again.
And we're going to make it not ghosts.
Somehow.
So, I have been watching a show that talks a lot about aliens. Yeah, I've been watching Skinwalker Ranch. It's really good. It's kind of weird.
I think I know what show you're... Okay, hang on. Is this where, like... Sorry, guys, tangent. Is this where, like, there's one guy that has, like, a nickname called, like, Dragon or something like that?
Yes.
Okay, I think I've talked to you about this in the before, like, before we started this podcast. Me and a mutual friend we have, we went to Seattle for a live show. And we just shared a hotel room and all that stuff. And so we were just watching a bunch of shows. And one of them was Ghost Adventures. Always fun to watch because I don't really believe in ghosts. But another one was about Skinwalker Ranch. And there was this one guy who was like security that had the only one that like that nameplate had a nickname in it. That was like Dragon or something like that.
I was like, the best part is his boss just unironically calls him Dragon with a serious voice. And this is like businessman in suit saying, hey, Dragon, let's talk about this.
We were laughing so hard about that because, no offensive, 1, I don't think the guy's going to listen to this podcast. 2, I'm sure fans of the show also find it funny. But he screamed, I was bullied in high school, or I had a leather jacket and a mall katana in high school.
I could see that, yeah.
And it's really funny, and really sad at the same time.
But in watching the show, you find out he's actually a really nice guy, and he's very concerned for all the people on the ranch. He's the head of security.
Okay, we only saw 1 episode.
Okay, I watched all of it. Anyway, so one of the things that goes along with alien or extraterrestrial encounters is cattle mutilations. Mutilation? I think it's mutilation. One of the most common variety of mutilation, I'm still not 100% on that word, is having the eyes removed.
Oh, this is what reminded you of that?
Yes, that's where my tangent went.
I mean, we have a lot of free reign because we're in the guaranteed fantasy. This is an elfin burial ground.
Yeah.
I don't exactly want to do undead. We've already done like eldritch undead.
We haven't done aliens.
And we've done immortal undead.
We haven't done fantasy aliens.
But okay, then what? So are we saying that like, the elfin burial ground is just a red herring?
Yep. Spelljammers exists, which is D&D in space. Elves still exist in Spelljammers. So this could be someone coming from space and being like, "Ooh, hey, here goes your eyeballs."
We're still making monsters, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh?
I mean, the last one was creeping out of monster territory.
True.
But when I made pitched this series to you, I had what I had in mind was all like monsters.
Hey, sometimes people are the monsters.
Well, that's why I kind of like was fine with the last episode. Because it's a man who's like on revenge on that. You should listen to that last episode. But that's why I was like, okay, that's kind of like monster-like.
He became a monster.
Yeah. Or his wife turned him into a monster, whatever. Listen to last episode.
Spoilers.
Do you really care about spoilers for our podcast where we
I mean,
go through the process of coming up with stuff?
most people listen to podcasts chronologically, so one would assume they listened to the last episode. If not, go listen to last episode.
No, in our trailer, we said you could listen to them in any order.
This is true. I did say that.
We did record that recently. Anyways, so do we want to go with the alien approach or try to make a monster that devours eyeballs from a elven burial ground?
We could make the alien approach another red herring.
Are you saying a red herring within a red herring?
Why not?
But then if it is because of the elven burial ground, then that's no longer a red herring.
I mean, I'm not saying it is because of that. It could be literally something else that's not related whatsoever. The people in town just think that's why.
I mean, yes, we keep doing things where it's just like, whatever the rumor says, it's not that.
Yeah. Well, that's just like us not paying attention to the parentheses on our other list.
True. But those are because it's like suggestions for us, and we don't need suggestions.
No, we come up with plenty of ideas on our own.
Not all of them good, but yes, plenty. We're like, what, 40 episodes in now? That's a lot.
It's a few. So, aliens, not even going to hint at aliens.
Do you really want aliens?
I'm just throwing it out there because the eyeballs made me think of it.
This one's your call. Aliens or no?
I kind of want to do aliens.
Okay. This is your episode because I don't... How do you make aliens creepy?
They're kind of already creepy.
I mean, we could go the aliens movie approach. You know, the xenomorph?
Oh, those aliens. That's right. We could go that approach. They're pretty creepy. Maybe their favorite thing to eat is eyes? It's a delicacy?
Or it's they eat brains and that's the easiest way in.
That is also a thought. So they have to get the eyes out of the way to get to the brain.
But the question is, how is it that this thing is not capturable or like detected and it's just, oh, the bodies are turned up?
I mean, it does say reports say that the victim's eyes have been removed. It doesn't say anything about the brain being removed.
Okay, fine. Fair enough.
There are some cultures, I don't understand it, who find eyeballs to be a delicacy and they eat them.
Yeah, fish eyes.
No, I'm talking like goat eyes.
I've heard, I have relatives who like fish eyes.
My mom used to throw fish eyes at her sister. My grandpa was a fisherman. They would go fishing. His rule is you clean what you catch. So when they were cleaning their fish, they would throw the eyeballs at each other because they stick.
That's gross.
It's disgusting.
That's just so disrespectful to the fish. Imagine like a sentient species hunts you and then like with your body pull out your eyes just to throw at each other for fun.
I mean, if my spirit was hanging out there and I was watching the whole thing, I would be laughing.
Well, you know,
At least they're having fun.
I think there's Dark Tiff right there. It just showed up right there.
Yeah, Dark Tiff.
Because I'll be abhorred. I'm also freaking out that I'm a ghost because, again, I don't fully believe in that.
Yeah, there's also that. Anyway, so eyeballs are being removed. That is a staple. Like, that's something that is happening for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Is it aliens? Or is it... Does it have anything to do?
We already said it is an alien.
I already forgot. I'm sorry. I got distracted by my own story about the fish eyes.
That's an interesting way to distract yourself, but okay.
All right, so it is aliens. And are we going to go with the creepy, disturbing, like alien movie, alien style?
I think if we want to go in the approach of like how I intended, which is like monster, we could have an alien monster.
Yeah.
Which is like the xenomorph, and so it's best of both worlds on our end.
Mm-hmm.
Question is, how do we make something that silently hunts people of a tavern?
Right, because it's only going after people who stay the night at the tavern.
Yes. So I think we just need to design a monster that has sneaking capabilities. That slithers or like, you know, that kind of like feeling of like raptors, attic, or anything like that, hiding in the crevices of the walls. Actually, no, taverns don't. They're older technology. They don't have crevices in the wall like modern homes.
Yeah, but if this is like a more Spelljammers-esque like level of D&D, it's a little more futuristic. It's a little more advanced.
True, but this could fit as a regular D&D that kind of like hints at like Spelljammers like might be coming soon kind of thing for the party or anything like that.
Yeah. I have heard other campaigns where people were playing and they did find like hidden hallways and things, or, you know, nooks and crannies between rooms and things. Like, it can happen.
Okay.
And like with some older construction, like you can definitely have a random room that got sealed off for no reason whatsoever or things like that.
Okay. We already have like the murder scenes, all that stuff. That's
Yeah.
all taken care of. So we're purely on the abilities, the look of this alien.
Okay.
That's unnamed because no one's ever encountered this alien before, so we don't have to come up with a name.
They can just call it the creature if they want.
Yeah, pretty much. Or the party can name it themselves.
Yeah.
Or send us, let us know if you come up with a better name at QuestboardPod on Twitter.
Or any name, honestly.
Well, please send a good name.
Or send us your dumb names too. We like to hear those.
Fluffykins.
Perfect.
That's a standard joke name.
So what does Fluffykins look like?
You get called for the rest of the podcast?
Yes.
Oh, God.
It's your fault.
I think we should focus on what it can do, and then that's how it helps us determine the look. You know what I mean?
It can remove eyeballs.
I think if it's a small creature, then that's when it will only target the eyes,
Right.
So I'm thinking maybe the size of between a Chihuahua and a Beagle or
Okay.
slash Corgi.
All right.
Maybe like that kind of small. That I feel like that's small enough to hide in crevices while only going for the eyes or anything like that.
So you're saying about Pomeranian sized?
Yeah, actually, kind of. They are bigger than Chihuahuas.
Yes, they are. Just as shaky though.
Okay, about Pomeranian size, including the fur, the poofy fur.
So Fluffykins. Is it furry?
Are aliens? Well, okay. This is horror. So if it's furry, I don't think it'll be that scary.
But tribbles are terrifying.
What?
Have you not seen the original Star Trek episode Trouble with Tribbles?
No.
It's essentially, you know what a pom-pom is? It's that, but they've put it on a stick or something, so it kind of moves around a little bit. And then they start multiplying. They're born pregnant, and they start multiplying, and essentially they're going to crush everyone on the ship with how much they multiply.
What was that one monster from Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh, Karibo?
That one. That's all I thought about when you were describing it.
Essentially that, but no hands, no face, no facial features of any kind, just the fur.
Do you think that really is horrifying or scary?
They're actually extremely adorable.
Yeah, so I think without fur, I don't want to go exactly xenomorph route, but I think that hardened scale kind of thing, or I think we already did a slimy one. The first one was a slimy one, so let's not go that route.
We did slimy, we did undead, we did random dude.
Immortal undead dude.
Oh, yeah, true. And he was sort of starting to decay.
Actually, no, he was hobo.
Ah, yes, the musical hobo. So kind of along the lines of how I forgot the name of the movie. I remember the name of the critter, but I forgot the name of the movie. How dumb is that? The Mogwais. His name is Gizmo. What is the name of that movie? And why am I forgetting it? Gremlins. It's Gremlins.
Okay, it's been a very long time since I've seen that movie, so I don't fully remember.
It's funny that I remember the name of the creature, the Mogwai, before I remember the name of the movie, which is just Gremlin. But anyway, so similar to the fact that, Gizmo is adorable when he's fluffy and cute, but when they turn into the scaly versions, they're terrifying.
But we need this thing to be terrifying the entire time.
I know. So what I'm saying is, yeah, fur cute, scaly, kind of creepy.
Oh, you're backing up what I'm saying. Okay.
I'm very long explanation of backing up what you're saying, yes.
Thank you for defending me to the audience.
No problem. Nothing against scaly things, by the way. I used to have a lizard, and I absolutely loved cuddling with him.
But we need a creepy, scary, scaly version.
Yes. I feel like it should have a sucky face. It's it can latch on and suck your eyeballs out. What if it has two mouths? One for each eyeball.
Okay. I think I was thinking too much on the xenomorph where it had the mouth within the mouth.
Yeah.
That's the perfect level of just uneasiness because it's it opens its mouth that's scary. But then there's another mouth in there.
And it goes
and then pierces through the skull and it's just that is terrifying.
That thing's got some power behind it.
So how would you now that we're in person, you can actually gesture to me how it's the mouth is shaped. How would it get both eyes at the same time?
I would think it would have two tubes, kind of almost like how a snail has two eye stalks. It would just have two tubes that come out and latch onto the eyes. And it would have little sucker teeth around each one so it could latch on. Maybe you'll find little teeth marks around each eye. And yeah, it would latch on and then just pure suction, just suck the eye right out.
Okay. I'm still influenced by Baldur's Gate 3. Do you remember the opening scene where it has little teeth on the outside of the tadpole that goes into your brain?
Vaguely, even though I've seen it 5 times now.
You really blocked that out of your memory. You know what? That's probably
did.
smart.
It was disgusting. Oh, wait, no, I haven't seen it 5 times. I've seen it once and skipped it 4 times.
I legitimately watched it 5 times because the animation is beautiful.
It is beautiful. I give them that.
Yeah, maybe that kind of suction with the teeth to really like grab and pull
Mm-hmm.
into it, possibly. Now the question is like, does it constantly have two tubes, like two tube mouths hanging all the time?
That is what I was thinking about.
Or do you want it to have it like I think I'm just too obsessed with like because what the Eldritch zombies also had like tentacles like sitting in the mouth and when it opened it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't repeat too much.
So I did just Google the like sucker eel, and there's like a blood sucking eel out there that has kind of the mouth I'm thinking about. I'm sending a picture to Brandon right now, but if you just Google sucker eel,
That is horrifying.
is what I was thinking.
Well, it has the teeth that I was talking about.
Yeah.
Sort of. It's got fangs though.
Well, this is a blood sucking eel.
No, we gotta have that fang.
I know, that's pretty terrifying, isn't it?
Okay, so but it's basically 2 eels on the front.
Yeah. Its mouth is 2 eels. Or it could do 1 eyeball at a time, honestly, if you want to stick with the one mouth rule of nature.
Okay, how about this? What if it's like what is the general head shape?
I was imagining like slightly bigger head than mouth ratio, so it's like the head is kind of like this weird knob shape, and then it just comes out to a little like snoot, kind of similar to an anteater.
Okay, what I was thinking about a possible solution is instead of the snoot, because one, that's kind of cute.
Ah, shoot. Yeah, no, snoots are cute.
2, I was thinking either on the face or maybe on the under part of the head is basically 2 holes that are basically that like blood eel suction part that's on the bottom, in which it's roughly eye width apart of humans. And they slightly come out like those like sucker fish kind of thing where it's slightly protruding out, but it can retract back in to be flush with the skin.
Fascinating.
And so it pushes like it either kills the victim or they're alive, and it presses up where like either the face or underneath part of the head flush with the face of the victim, and then it latches on and pulls them out. So there's 2 holes or 2 mouths.
I like this.
That was very graphic. I am sorry if you're sensitive about that, about
Yeah,
like
no,
eye suction. But that I think that would be a nice, terrifying image.
I fully agree.
Which I went very graphic. I'm sorry.
Feel like it should have large ears because this creature sneaks around probably in the dark because it's when people stay the night, they find him the next morning. So I'm imagining like no eyes.
Okay, if no eyes, but the problem is if we're doing the scale approach, I don't think there's any scaled animal that's like has ears. They're usually slits.
You can be okay. Here's a thought. Have you ever seen an armadillo's ears, like the way their skin works underneath the plates?
Okay, so you're saying that like because this is actually an important part. Are we doing a what's the term for your skeletons on your outside?
Exoskeleton?
Yeah, so are we going to do a creature that has a exoskeleton on the outside, or are we doing a creature that has a skeletal structure on the inside and just has plating like an armadillo?
Endoskeleton is the other term. It's skeleton on the inside.
Those are 2 distinctions, you know what I mean?
I was thinking skeleton on the inside.
Okay. So if we do have a skeleton inside, then it could have ears on that, but it's just plating.
Okay. Or if we go with the exoskeleton, it could have like weird antennae that could have an odd shape to it.
That basically says, hey, I'm an alien.
Yes. What? Bugs have antennae?
Yeah, but not the size of a Pomeranian.
I mean, if they were the size of a Pomeranian, they'd be pretty big, the antennae.
True.
In fact, I think they'd be much bigger than what I'm currently imagining.
Oh, what if like, okay, if it has no eyes and it sees like in the dark or has like that dark sense kind of thing?
Yeah.
What happens if the mouths are the eye sockets? So it puts eye to its victims, and that's how it pulls out.
Yes, that's it. Its mouths are its eyes.
Yeah, and so it has no mouth.
Or would it have a mouth?
A mouth in the normal mouth location, so it has 3 mouths?
Kind of. But that's essentially its nose. That's only how it breathes.
I don't know about that one.
Okay.
Because I think we're going too much on the mouths. I think the 2 would be creepy. If we add more, it might be comical.
Okay. Yeah. No,
You
I'm
see what I
feeling
mean?
on that. Mm-hmm. Should it have pinchers? Now I'm going on bug.
Yeah, you're really stuck on bug.
I'm really stuck on bug.
But again, we're endoskeleton, so it's closer to armadillo.
So more like armor plating or scaly looking, more like an armadillo or a pangolin. But instead of eyes, it has two sucky
Of
mouths.
a blood eel.
Does it have any sort of like nose shape, or is it just flat?
I feel like it needs to be evolved to be flat to put its face against any other
Good
creature.
point. It actually should be a little concave then to fit the nose in there.
True. I'm trying to imagine what that would look like.
What if, I'm still going on the third mouth here, what if it has that third mouth, but it exhales something to knock the person unconscious?
Actually, that leads up to the like a good point. Does it kill its victim, then eat the eyeballs, or somehow eat the eyeballs while they're alive and they bleed out to death?
I'm thinking it'd be the second.
And when I was explaining that, I thought of a way to do it,
Ooh.
which is the second approach. Still somewhat on the face huggers approach with xenomorphs. But what happens if it has an actual tail, in which then it latches around the neck and then it shoves its face into the face of its victim?
Yes. So essentially it's a face hugger that eats your eyes instead.
Now you're just like diminishing our creativity.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have like the extra flaps that go around the head. It just does the tail bit.
Also, I would like to say it probably has 4 legs.
Mm-hmm.
It has a concave face. What kind of color is the plating?
Well, I've been looking at this picture of an eel and also remembering the vague color of like a pangolin or an armadillo is typically kind of like a tannish brown color. So I'm thinking like a fleshy tannish brown color.
Well, this is an alien, so we
True.
can make it any color we want.
We technically could.
Should we do like the stereotypical alien gray?
We could go alien gray. Actually, going gray would probably be a little better because that lets you know it doesn't have red blood, which usually is why those of us with red blood are kind of a pinkish color,
Okay.
unless you have darker skin, and then you don't really show that as much. I am very white. It is like sad how much you can see my veins sometimes.
I think that they could pre-guess that we're pretty white.
But I would think it had like a different color of blood or something, but also it tends to stay out of the light. So it doesn't get any color from that either.
Yeah.
So going with that, I never see the sun gray.
Plus no eyes.
Yeah.
I want to say, I'm imagining the body to be sort of like a shape like a Komodo dragon. Not the size, obviously.
Of course.
But like that kind of a shape with the segmented armor. Not exactly like an armadillo, but just has like, okay, I know you played Monster Hunter World.
Oh, it's been a while.
Do you remember I think it's called Borath? It's a monster that like rolls around in mud to get armor and all this stuff. It has like a huge, like, it looks like it's made of rock texture.
Okay. That one's called the Baroth.
I'm
and
sorry.
It's in Monster Hunter Now, which is the current one I'm playing.
Okay.
So that's the only reason I remember it.
It's a monster that goes across multiple games.
Yeah.
But I'm imagining like an armor like that where it's very dry, crackly, or like very segmented that's just fitted onto it.
So the Baroth looks more like it's made of rock.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the segments of armor to be like that, so it allows for movement, but doesn't like look like it's designed to roll in a ball like an armadillo.
Right, of course. Yeah.
So a body of like that and the tail segment going out, and I think it'd be interesting to have the tail not be armored and show probably like a leathery or like something just like gross sounding skin.
Like a rat tail?
Is that like the skin of a rat tail is the skin texture for the entire thing underneath the armor or in between the armor segments?
So the skin of a rat tail is kind of similar to the really rough skin on the end of your elbow. Like it's been through a lot. It's kind of dry, a little crackly. Maybe I just need to moisturize my elbows more. But like it's the tougher skin.
Okay. Yeah, if we do that for the entire skin, basically. So the tail is a good indicator, shows like what kind of skin is underneath these crackly segments of armor that kind of look rockish, but I think it's still going to be the alien gray that wraps around the throat.
Okay, that sounds doable.
And so we're saying that it will ambush from a high position, jump down, wrap around the neck, and then do that. And I think if smothering the face, then they can't really scream.
Nope.
The eyes get taken out, and then they bleed out to death.
Well, it also could exhale the, like, I think of another word here, and it's just gone. Anyway, the whatever to make you fall asleep. Like, it exhales some sort of gas or something.
Okay. Oh, instead of a mouth, you could do like the Voldemort nose slits.
Yes, those are terrifying.
And if the face is like slightly concave to match it with it, it creates its own section or like insulated area for its
Okay.
victim then. Now the question is that face, is that also like armored, or that's also like it's armored up to the rim of the face?
I feel like the face itself should be unarmored so it can create that suction.
Okay, so we got a method, how it kills. It's doing it just for survival.
Yes.
I'm realizing this is just such a horrendous, creepy creature.
It's terrifying.
It will scurry and hide in between walls.
And people will think they're just hearing a rat, but really it's this monstrosity.
Is there anything else? I mean, the party will just either find it or it'll like Dungeon Master just have it hunt them, or like one time it attacks them and then it'll be over with.
Yeah, either it attacks them in the night and they wake up and notice this thing going at them, or they form a stakeout maybe to try to catch it in the act, or they send their smallest member through the walls trying to find it. Like, there's multiple possibilities for how they'll catch this thing, and I guess the DM will just have to kind of play along and put the creature in their path at some point.
Yeah, that's for them to figure out.
Yes.
I think for weaknesses, this is just a normal creature, so you could kill it like any other creature. Nothing like supernatural about it or anything like that. It's just a creature that's just so happened to come here from space. That is up for the game master to decide how it got there.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking that up.
I was thinking meteorite.
It's basically venom.
It is. No. Venom doesn't eat people's eyeballs. He just eats people.
Oh, I'm sorry. I really put a really bad image on Venom. I would like to apologize to the creator of Venom or anything like that.
You should.
This is my public apology. I'll release a video next week whenever I have time to do it.
It's not happening, guys.
No, I don't want to show my face right now. Anyways, is there anything else?
Hmm.
We have the general look, a somewhat specific look. I think the horrifying thing about this creature, what its acts and what it does, just like the first creature, tapping into the phobia of things crawling into your ear when you're sleeping, things that jump out of you and then suck out your eyeballs. That's also a legit fear people have.
Yeah, we might want to put a disclaimer on this episode for eye trauma.
Shall we?
Yes, there are people out there who are legitimately grossed out by that.
Yeah, but we didn't do that for the ear one.
Good point.
I'm sorry. Is there anything else that we want to add for this creature? And we don't have to come up with a name for it, thank God.
Yeah. Doesn't make any sound. It doesn't have a mouth. It only has a nose. Well, it has two eye mouths, I guess. They could make like a sucky noise, like a... There's your ASMR for the day.
Yeah, Tiffany's apology will be coming out next week. What kind of noise do you think the plates grinding against each other would make? I think that would be intimidating or a spooky sound.
You could make it sound like someone is clinking bones together.
Or how about like a grindstone?
Yeah, that could work too. Maybe grinding bones to put them together.
I know we were joking around about a dark tiff, but how do you know what grinding bone sounds like?
Have you never gnawed on a bone before?
No.
I did just for fun. Don't do it. It hurt my teeth.
Yeah, it's bone.
There's marrow in there.
Tiffany, also don't stick a fork in the outlet.
Noted.
Okay, and don't eat yellow snow.
Also noted.
I think I just saved a life today. Anyways, we already got sound, so anything else?
What about its feet? We never actually described its feet. Does it have claws? Does it have, gecko suction pads so it can go up walls and stuff?
I think if it has claws, it could still climb up walls.
Mm-hmm.
Also, claws sound scarier.
True, it'd make little scratching noises.
And possibly, you could also say some of the victims have, gash marks or claw marks at the side of their heads because it grabbed onto the head and just forced its head on its face-to-face kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Non-consensual kiss.
If it's not even a kiss, it doesn't even touch mouths.
That's true. Yeah.
And I think getting Tiffany to shudder like that is a sign that we have successfully made a creepy monster.
Ugh.
If you put this in your game, let us know how your party reacts to it. If you have a job posting of your own for our regular Questboard podcast, let us know on Twitter @QuestboardPod. I think with that, I wish you all a good night.
And happy questing.